Hey guys, Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Electro Ninja's Lab. So, holy cow, Jeremiah Ortiz recently commented on one of my videos. I'm sorry that this didn't get included in my fan theory review, but you hadn't commented by the time I had recorded it, so I'm sorry. But, this is one of the best theories that I've ever read, and probably the most thought out. Miraculous is going to be getting intense soon. And a lot of us, especially me, thought that Marinette is going to get with Luca and Adrien is going to get with Kagami. And thanks to you pointing it out, I realized that actually that doesn't make much sense. Considering the fact that Season 3 and a bit of Season 2 both developed the relationships that Marinette and Luca, and then Adrien and Kagami were having between themselves, you think, oh yeah, they're gonna get together, but then you see little bits and pieces where it's like, oh yeah, that's a lot bigger than we thought. The thing is that it's hard to actually look at it as objectively as possible. You think, oh, because of the fact that there's a full frickin' episode full episodes directly pointing to the fact that Marinette and Luca are going to get together, like Silencer, and then Adrien and Kagami are going to get together in frickin' the one, Oni-chan. In those two episodes are huge, and they point directly to them getting into their relationships. But then, if you really look at it, you realize that, no, these are just distraction episodes. They're telling us, oh yeah, they're going to get together because we devoted a full episode. But then, if you look at the little bits and pieces, every single point, you realize that actually, Marinette and are actually a little bit more likely to get together. Like, Jeremiah said that it was a 50-50 chance of Adrien and Kagami getting together and Marinette and Luca getting together. But it was also 50, but the other 50 was that Marinette and Adrien get together. And that's actually a very good point, because it's actually a little bit higher that Marinette and Adrien will get together. Mostly due to the fact that there's a lot in here, and we know that in Oblivio, they revealed their identities, and then they lost their memories. So they don't actually know the fact that they are in love with each other. But they do. They have that love deep in their hearts, and even if their memories are gone, they still have that. On top of that, there are several episodes throughout these two seasons, and also Season 1, where they just look at each other, and they have this pure love for each other in their eyes, even when they are looking at each other in their forms that they don't care that much about. We see in Puppeteer 2 that, yeah, their relationship is a little rocky. Don't get me wrong. It is rocky right now. But in things like Weredad, Marinette even though she pretends to have a love for Adrien, or for Cat Noir, she does start to have feelings for him. Not much, but she does have a little bit. But on top of that, Cat Noir starts to have feelings for Marinette. because he cares about her so much that as soon as everything is taken care of, he runs immediately to her room to make sure that she's safe. Which, of course, she is, because she's Ladybug. But when he gets there, he looks at her with this pure love that's not just, oh, thank goodness you're safe. It's, yeah, thank goodness you're safe. And even though Marinette reveals that she didn't actually have feelings for him, well, not actually, but still, she doesn't. She says that it's fine. He's actually kind of looks at her with a little bit more love. But then there's Gamer 2.0. At the end of Gamer 2.0, for those of you guys who don't remember, I'm pretty sure most of you guys do, but in this episode, Ladybug looks at Cat Noir after he says that he loves working with her all the time, and it's the best part of his day. She looks at him with the purest of love, realizing that, yeah, he's a great guy. I may not want to date him, but if Adrien wasn't an option, or if he was Adrien, absolutely, that would make things wonderful. And on top of that, it's so much that in Stormy Weather 2, she actually starts to flirt with him. And there's not much else throughout the season of her flirting with him, but you can see their friendship building over time, becoming more and more connected. And even though we see that, oh yeah, Adrien's in love with Kagami and Marinette's in love with Luca, it's not actually the case. Even though they are having feelings for these people, it's not actual love. It's like it's a crush. And people have crushes all the time. That isn't actual love. Like, oh yeah, I've got a crush on you, but no, I care too deeply for this person, and they are my one. And absolutely, I think that Marinette and Adrien are meant to be with each other. So even if we don't get the relationship by the end of season 3, I think that it will at least happen in season 5. But then I got thinking about the two-parter. The thing that sets everything in motion in the two-parter is Marinette seeing Adrien and Kagami probably flirting, and helps them to get away from the rest of the anniversary or whatever. And she thinks that they're in love with each other. She probably thinks that, oh yeah, they're in love with each other. There's no need for me. I'm not the right one. But I could actually see something happen where, because of the fact that they know that, they should know at least, that Hawkmoth at least has some idea who they are now, they may realize that it's important for them to actually reveal their identities and to keep themselves safe, but they need to know something else before they actually reveal their identities. They need to know that there are people that they deeply care about that aren't their families. And for Marinette, that's Adrien. She loves him. While yes, she has feelings for Luca, her heart belongs to Adrien. And for Adrien, his heart belongs to Ladybug. But they both will look at things and realize that maybe we are meant for each other. Especially after they reveal their identities, they'll just look at each other and realize, yeah, we are meant for each other. Even though now we know who each other are, that doesn't change our feelings for each other. We still have insane feelings to the idea of you are the one that I'm meant to be with. And they may get together in that moment. And maybe also they would realize, they would remember everything that happened in Oblivio and how they were meant for each other. They may not necessarily remember the exact details, but they realize that they care about each other, no matter what. And they get into their relationship, living their lives, being two happy kids, but also being Paris's greatest heroes. We'll have to wait and see what exactly happens, but I think that things are looking good. And I think we will be seeing a lot more of Ladybug and Cat Noir together as a couple in the next few seasons. It would be a great thing as well, because one of the biggest points of the main theme song is the power of love being strong enough to take on anything. That's one of the biggest themes of this show. And if they do get into a relationship before taking on Hawkmoth, no matter when it is, they should. Because their love is strong enough to take down Hawkmoth. Even if they're just kids who don't have the full power of their miraculous at their disposal, they defeated someone who could summon an army of akumatized victims who probably will akumatize their entire team. But even though their entire team and perhaps every single person that has ever been akumatized gets akumatized again, maybe the entire city of Paris gets akumatized once again, they stand tall, overcome it, defeating every single last villain, and finally making it to Hawkmoth, who is in shock that these two kid superheroes were able to make it past every single last villain by themselves, even against all 17 other miraculous users. They stood tall and defeated him. Using what? But their power of love for one another. That helped them. Maybe it will help them to use their powers more. Maybe they'll be able to summon forth the power of the other miraculouses. Maybe it will allow them to free their friends in every last moment. That would be amazing to see. Especially if it's not just a two-parter. I would love to see that as a 5-part episode. Which, for how long these seasons are, that's quite a lot. But anyways, guys, I want to know what you guys thought of this theory, and what you think of what other theories you guys have. I personally enjoyed this a lot. If you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe and ring that notification bell. And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, because that all helps me out a ton. But anyways, guys, I've been Electro Ninja, and I will see you guys in the next video. Badon.